A very pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Motorsports Magazine. Right now, it's sunny skies from the Airborne Speedway.
Quiet!
In Plattsburgh.
Why you gotta jinx it? Talking about sunny skies.
Do you mind if I tell them who we are, or do they already know?
Go ahead. They probably know, and it's still the same people.
You're Rob Knowles.
Yeah? And you're Rick.
Yes, and we are the host of Motorsports Magazine. Our cameramen, or should I say videographers, because we have the lovely and talented Miss Samantha Zims as one of our videographers. Gene Gagne is our cameraman for OutsideGroove.com. And Rob, tonight on tap, 50-lap main event for the Renegade Division is the highlight.
And of course, Rick, we should also mention we've had nothing but bad trouble with the weather the last couple of weeks. Rain last week that was very heavy in the Plattsburgh area. 2 weeks back, we did race on Mother's Day. It was about 35 degrees with the wind chill in the grandstand, so very uncomfortable. And right now we have sunny skies, but I'm going to say that quietly because we don't want to scare that away. Hopefully we won't have rain. There's a chance for it in the forecast, but tonight's racing card is highlighted by a 50-lap feature event for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade Division, a division that is always competitive, close racing action. We've seen even more of it side by side with the new changes to the racetrack, and we're looking forward to some real good racing tonight.
You had a chance to roam the garage area a little bit earlier on. What have we got coming up in the interview segment?
Well, we talked to Patrick Dupree, the defending track champion, who told us that in the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified Division, a lot of the teams, and these are his words, a lot of the teams are out to lunch. They have no clue right now with setups. He told us that he left here Wednesday night with a setup from practice that he thought really worked, and then he went out for his first practice and really struggled earlier this afternoon. So you'll see all of that interview with the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds, the man to beat's been Martin Roy. He's 2 for 2 and he goes for the hat trick tonight.
Also, you had a chance to speak with one of the longtime campaigners here in the Sportsman Division, Robin Wood.
Well, Robin had a great battle back in week number 1, barely losing out to Bucko Branham. And of course, Jason Bonnet picked up the victory 2 weeks ago. But Robin Wood's car has been very good. Robin will tell us where his car is hooked up. You would think it's the outside. You'll find out. Robin is very comfortable with the car and the way it is right now, and he went from 21st to a top 10 finish last time out when we raced 2 weeks ago.
So as we get ready for tonight's Sportsman race, you're saying Wood is good.
Wood is good. And the other thing that's going to kick in tonight, Rick, is the handicap. So some of those faster cars are going to be starting in the back. No drawing for position tonight.
And we talked about the 50 laps for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegades. You had a chance to talk with one of the young drivers in that division, Nick Haywood.
Well, Nick Haywood's car has also been dialed in, but I think that division has only become more competitive. Kevin Booton throwing his name into the mix. Other drivers really seem to have things together. Joe Warren's car is much improved. He mentioned Joe Daniels and some other drivers as well that are really off to good starts in 2009. And one of the longest races for them of the year, if not the longest, and they're looking forward to it. He talked about how some different strategies may kick in as well.
We'll also be selecting a Watson Glass Driver of the Week. Thanks to Jimmy Watson for providing the funding to keep Motorsports Magazine on the air. Rob, one other thing we want to mention, and that's something new that's going to be going on in the Bomber Division. As a result of all the crashing and banging that went on the first couple of weeks, they're going to have to qualify now to get into the 20-car main event, so there will also be a Bomber B feature, and that winner will advance to the A.
Well, that should make things a little more interesting, certainly for the qualifying action, and it also means you've got to have your stuff together after practice. You have a little bad luck in your qualifier, and you could be really doomed to a B feature position. And only one team is going to come out of that B feature, Rick. Only the winner will advance to the A main. So it should add to the excitement level in that Bomber division, and at the same time, make a little more room out on the racetrack for those drivers.
Motorsports Magazine, week number 3 from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh is coming up next.
Trailer Sales Renegade Division. He drives number 29. This is Nick Haywood. Nick, 2009, an exciting season for everybody here at the Speedway with all the changes that have been made to the racetrack. For the Renegade Division, how have you seen things from the driver's standpoint about the changes and in connection to the racetrack?
Well, it's made the racing a lot closer. We racing side by side all the time. I actually like the outside groove now. It's great, but we're a lot closer. I mean, we're always close, but I think now top 10 cars, any one of them can win the race at night. So
you know, your division, and you just said this, has always been extremely close. Even on the old racing surface, there was still a lot of side-by-side racing, maybe not for extended periods of time. Is that now really a big difference, now that you feel that you can work on the outside for maybe 5 to 10 laps, whereas before 2 or 3 laps and then get back down to the inside?
Yeah, now I feel like I can run pretty much half the race on the outside if I need to, and it makes me not so nervous to go up to the top of the track and worried about getting freight train back. I can go up there and still hold my line and pass people, you know, not having to worry about getting past myself.
It's a division because there are so many drivers that really seem to be hooked up and have a good handle on what they're trying to do. It's a division where you really have to have your stuff together to succeed.
Yeah, we work every night on the car. You know, we get done work, we work for 3 to 5 hours, and we come in, and that's basically our life, you know, every week. And sometimes we take a night off here and there, but you got to work a lot, but your hard work pays off when you do it.
Your division is the highlight division this week. You're going to run 50 laps. Are there any different strategies that a driver might employ with the extra distance?
Yeah, I got a couple strategies this week. We're gonna we got to save some fuel. 50 laps. We've never raced 50 laps. Usually it was 40, and we also got to save our tires. You know, you can't go all out for 50 laps, or else your tires are gonna get hot, and car's not gonna be any good. So you got a lot of work, you know, just thinking in your head more than racing. But hopefully it goes good.
Now, were you drawing for position coming into the track again this week, or is it based on handicap?
Handicap started this week, so I'll be in the back.
So you'll be coming from deeper in the field, but the good news is deeper in the field, but you'll have 50 laps this week.
Yeah, you can be a little bit more patient, not have to stick your nose in somewhere where you wouldn't really have to before, but it's fun.
You know, you mentioned that there's a lot of really top drivers that are in the division. Are there perhaps a few names that really stick out as you see in 2009 that really seem to have their programs going in the right direction?
Well, Booten is extremely fast this year. He's done his homework over the winter, and he's pretty good. We raced before, and he's a great driver. I like him a lot. And Joe Daniels, Joe Warren, Lonnie's fast. Pretty much everybody can win if they get their the right setup in one night, you know.
And another guy that can win every week is number 29, Nick Haywood. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Thank you.
All right, that's Nick Haywood, everybody. Stay tuned. More Motorsports Magazine is coming right up. Joining me now on Motorsports Magazine, the defending track champion in the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified Division. This is Patrick Dupree, who drives the Greg Norman Estates number 24 Modified. And Patrick, 2009, I think there's just a lot of question marks the teams are trying to figure out with the new track, and your team's in one of them.
Yeah, there definitely is. You know, the new banking, I think, really helps out a lot of the other classes, and you know, gives them more room, including ours. We have more room out there, but it's definitely more of a change than I anticipated for you know, for our setups and stuff. And we're chasing a few things. I think the brand new surface, the new asphalt, along with the banking, has got a lot of people, you know, just scratching their heads trying to figure stuff out. But we're getting a little bit closer. It's just taking some time.
How much of the notebook was really useful with the track changes? I guess I'm curious how your team approached the start of the season with the setup compared to last year. If you could make some comparisons and just what do you still have from last year, I guess, that is on the car now?
Yeah, you know, we started out basically what we had from last year because we didn't know, you know, really what to do. We figured we'd probably have to stiffen the car up, and we did. But you know, we came here with the same notebook as last year, and just you know, by now we've changed quite a few things: springs, shocks, you know, where we even drive on the racetrack. It seems to be a little bit faster up a lane in 1 and 2, and you know, just trying to figure it out. But it's a lot of the same. You know, good notes are good notes, and just try to improve on them.
So right now, yourself included, but I think a lot of the modified field, it's still a process where you're trying to figure things out. What is the fast way around? What is going to work on the cars? Because everybody is so green.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys trying different things. I've even tried running up high the whole way around, and it wasn't horrible. You could do that now, whereas last year I think you'd be in some serious trouble up there. But driving it into the corner is about the same. I don't think the banking really. Times are actually slower than last year.
Right.
And like right now today, our times are a half a second off of where we should be when we're fast, but so is everyone else's. So there's a lot of question marks, I guess you'd say.
And those question marks, do you think they'll continue as the year goes on? I mean, this track, you would think, is probably going to get faster. The more rubber that get put down on the track as drivers get used to it, you would think as the year goes forward, we'll see speeds pick up?
Yeah, it'll get faster. Like you said, rubber getting put down and just people getting some time out there and changing their setups. But we'll definitely get faster. We have already. We thought we were faster on Wednesday when we had practice, then came here and it was different again. So that's racing. But you'll see people pick up speed.
Now that has to be frustrating too, because I was here Wednesday and you guys were really hauling the mail, and then you didn't like the car as much in the first practice?
No, we loaded it up fast, pretty much didn't change it.
Yeah.
Wrote down the notes, came back, and that was all out to lunch. So you figure it out. I don't know.
Now there's some big races coming up. I mean, just a few weeks away as well. You've got the Super Dirt Series race that's going to happen here early in June, and that has to be something that the Airborne drivers are really looking forward to with some of those big names that are coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Those guys. I don't know how excited they are to be here racing. On something that's not clay, but. Sure. They're going to be. I think they're going to be a little bit faster than they were last year. The way the track is set up now, horsepower is pretty important, and with all that power with those big blocks, I think they're going to really be pulling on the straightaways. So, they'll be chasing the corners, but on the straightaways, and when they finally get a bite, they're going to be pretty tough to get around. So
when you get this car dialed in, you get anything for that Quebecer that's over there in the number 90? He's really been flying.
Yeah, he's been flying, but we've got something for him. He's got they have a good program. He's definitely got a really strong engine, and but so do we. We've got some really good stuff. And last week I think I turned the fastest lap, and he just ended up winning the race. But it's just that's racing. But we've got something for him. We'll get it.
Whenever we ask Patrick Dupree to come on camera and tell us about what's going on with the modifieds and what's going on with his team, he's always gracious enough to do it. We know you're busy, so we'll let you get back to it. Thanks a lot, Pat.
Okay, thank you.
That's Patrick Dupree, driver of the number 24 modified. Stay tuned. More Motorsports Magazine coming right back up. Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine, joined now by a driver from the J&S Steel Sportsman Division. He drives the number 61, a racing veteran from Plattsburgh, Robin Wood. You're still a young guy, and we always say racing veteran. Is that okay with you? In fact, we call you a racing veteran? You've been here a long time.
Yeah.
How many years has it been?
I think it's been either 18 or 19 years.
Of course, you started driving when you were 6.
I wish I was that young, but we've been here quite a while, so I don't really mind being called a veteran. I'm not as young as I used to be, but I guess nobody is. So
you're still getting around this place pretty good, though, and you have to be happy with the car. I know you've had some mechanical glitches, but when we last raced 2 weeks back, you had problems in your qualifier. Talk about what those were, but then in feature time, there was nobody faster on the racetrack than your car.
Yeah, the car's been really good right from the first race. Last week we broke a pin in the spool in the rear end while we were leading our heat race, and that kind of started us in the back. We ended up starting 21st and made our way back up to 6th without a caution. And then, the car's been really good, but there's 2 or 3 cars out there just as fast as we are. Just whoever gets the brakes, and that's about it.
A lot of people were talking, of course, about the opening race of the season and what a great battle you had with Bucko side by side for the better part of that event, and just slicing and dicing, a little rubbing down the stretch as well, trying to get the checkered flag. But you certainly have figured out the outside. How difficult was that? What did you have to do to get the top to work?
Actually, we really haven't changed much on the car. We changed one spring to what we had from last year with the different track. Right now, my car is really good on the bottom. In that race with Bucko, he was up top and I was on the bottom. Yeah. And I just had to pretty much try to keep my car on the bottom and not slide up into him. And we had a really good race. Came up a little bit short, but who knows? Maybe tonight we'll gain a couple, 2 or 3 feet.
So when you charged to the front last week, you mentioned you started way in the back of the pack and ended up with a real good finish. Were you picking up spots down on the inside, or were you getting them on the outside?
Most of them were actually on the inside, because I don't know with the ACT here, I don't know if it was a different rubber or or what it was, but it seemed like everybody was really tight and their cars were drifting up, so I would just stick on the bottom and pick them off one by one, and the car has been really good, like I said, so hopefully tonight we'll be able to pull one off.
I think one thing with your strategy, working down on the inside, drivers are trying to get that outside to work, and maybe that's playing into your hands, the fact that you are hooked up still on the inside.
Yeah, like I said, the car is really good on the inside. We've been up top a couple times, and the car's decent up there, so I guess wherever they're now is where I got to go, so the car's good either way.
Well, 2009 looks to be a very exciting season for your division as well as for the Speedway. Goals that you've set for yourself in 2009?
Just win, I guess. That's pretty much it. That's what we do it for. A championship would be nice. We've been here 18 or 19 years, and we don't have an Airborne championship, but if we could get like 3, 4, 5 wins, that'd be better than a championship.
And I think key as well, you had a lot of little bugaboos. The old expression, if it weren't for bad luck, you wouldn't have had any luck at all last year. And avoid some of those glitches certainly go a long way to improving your season-ending finish.
Yeah, we had a lot of bad luck last year. A lot of things that broke. We gave probably 2 or 3 features away last year. Hopefully this year we won't do that and let the points fall where they are. And like I said, get 3 or 4 wins, and we're going to try the Tiger Tour at Thunder Road and at Canaan later on in the summer, and that's pretty much it.
And that should be a lot of fun as well. They'll make a stop here and bring over some guys from Thunder Road and harken back to the old days that you remember well, running against some of those guys from across the lake.
Yeah, there's a lot of good drivers over there. A lot of them over there are young now, so they're a little bit different drivers, but they definitely know that track as well as we know our track. So the neutral track is going to be Canaan, and we raced there probably six or 7 times in the last 3 years, so hopefully that'll be an advantage for us, but we're looking forward to it.
Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and as always, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That's Robin Wood, everybody. Stay tuned, more Motorsports Magazine is coming right up.
Hi, I'm Greg Atkins, driver of the One New York Modified. My main sponsor is Northline Utilities, and I'm the owner of the company G. Atkins Trucking on the rear of the car. You're watching Motorsports Magazine on Hometown Cable.
4 rows back, it's the 75 car for Cody Myers. Outside, the 88 of Josh Duravage. 5th row on the inside, it's the 29 of Jason Pugh. And on the outside of the 29 car, it's the 61 of Levi Bombard. Shotgun on the field. We'll go to the 14 car of John Michael Brissett. We're underway. First qualifier of the night. They're 3 wide. We got 1 around already. It's the 47 of Ledoux. Ledoux will try to fire that car as Brissett's 14 kicks up the dirt on the backstretch. Ledoux backs the 47 down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get it re-going. Here comes the field off turn 4. As the 47 refires, will stay green. Josh Leclerc leading the way up front in the number 7, the 2 of Paul Baker. A good 7 or 8 car lengths back already. The battle right now is starting to heat up for that number 3 spot. Seymour's 357. Frederick in the middle in the 01. Whalen on the outside in the 11. Cody Myers also on the move in the 75 car. That's a good 4 car. Now 5 car battle as Bombard joins it for that number 3 spot. Josh Leclerc just sitting on cruise control up front, continuing to extend that lead over the 2 of Paul Baker. And that battle for 3rd is quickly going to become a battle for the number 2 spot as they are closing in on that number 2 car. Josh Leclerc brings the number 7 off turn 4. He's halfway this time by. Battle heating up once again. Baker in the 2, Seymour in the 357, Myers in the 75, Frederick in the 01. 4 cars you can throw a blanket on for that number 2 spot. Up the backstretch, Seymour looks to the inside of Baker. Seymour will stick a nose in front and take 3rd. He's going to bring Cody Myers right with him. Baker will lose 2 spots. He'll lose 3 spots, and now 4 spots as they come off turn 4. 2 to go. Josh Leclerc in the 7 putting a lap down on the 47 of Jason Ledoux. Meanwhile, it's a straightaway back to the battle for the number 2 spot, which has been taken over by Cody Myers in the 75. Myers moves into the 2nd spot, drops Seymour back to 3rd. White flag is out for Leclerc. Myers 2nd, Seymour is 3rd. Frederick running in the 4th spot. Levi Bombard running 5th in the 68. Duravage is 6th in the 88. 7th is Baker in the Deuce. The 29 of Pugh runs 8th. Whalen's 11th is 9th. Brissett's 14 is 10th. Those 10 cars will go to the A main as Josh Leclerc wins qualifier number 1. Cody Myers 2nd. Curtis Seymour Jr. in the 357 Magnum finishes 3rd. Fourth spot goes to Gary Frederick. And fifth spot, close at the line between the 88 of Dervage and the 61 of Levi Bombard. Well, Rob?
Modified set to run. 30 of them were scheduled to participate in qualifying action. Here they come. Off turn number 4, green flag. Dan Brown took the 40 modified right up to the wall. Everybody scrambles to get past down on the inside. Brown goes from second spot on the outside of row 1 all the way to the back of the pack by the time they hit turn number 2. Down the backstretch, they jockey for position into turn 3. Out front, it's Greg Atkins in the 1. Richard Tesseur taking it up to the wall on the outside. In the number 49, George Foley runs in the second spot. Andy Kane third down on the inside. He shoots up the track. Mike Bruno taking a peek down on the inside. Here comes Bruno in the Crickets 22. Scarborough to the outside of Kane as they try to part the number 27. Kane loses 3 spots as Adam Bartamy dives down to the inside. He'll pick up a position as well. Out front, it's Greg Atkins in the 1 New York. Then it's Foley in the 34. Foley running 4 car lengths behind Atkins. Then it's Richard Tesseur in the number 49. Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22. Adam Bartamy in the X running in the 5th spot. Off turn 4, Greg Atkins opening up the lead on George Foley in the Shamrock Bar and Grill number 34. Richard Tesseur in the 49 running in the 3rd position. That car's been fast for Tesseur, and he looks down to the inside of George Foley into turn number 3. But he backed out of it. Foley hanging on to that second spot. Tesseur in the 49 looking to run him down as they're halfway in qualifier number 1 for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Greg Atkins continues to open it up front. George Foley maintaining second. Richard Tesseur runs third. Mike Bruno on board the Crickets 22, looking down to the inside, running comfortably in the 4th position. Then Adam Bartamy 5th. The Brandon Bandit Don Scarborough runs in the 6th spot in the number 11 Vermont. Then behind Scarborough it is Andy Kane in the 27 and Ryan McClenn back behind the wheel of his number 14 modified. Dan Brown well behind the field. As a matter of fact, the leader Atkins running up on Brown as he is in turn number 1. Brown really struggling with the handle of that number 40 modified. Here is Atkins running down the backstretch. He's opened it up now to a half backstretch lead over George Foley in number 34. Atkins will have to work around Dan Brown in that number 40 modified. Atkins will take it up to the high side to go around the slower machine. Foley running in the 2nd spot. Richard Tesseur in the 49. Look out, here comes Mike Bruno. Bruno thought about trying to make a move as the lap car getting in the position down on the inside, but Tesseur with a nice pass on Brown, but now here comes Bruno after him for that 3rd spot. Bruno right down to the inside as they race for 3rd with 2 to go. Mike Bruno has the inside, moving with the Crickets 22, trying to take the 3rd spot away from Richard Tesseur. Tesseur gets good bite and a good run off turn number 2 down the backstretch to take it back away. Seesaw battle for 3rd down. Bruno surges into the 3rd spot, drifts up the track, and Tesseur comes right back after him down to the inside. Tesseur back to the 3rd spot with a white flag on the field. Greg Atkins. A convincing run started on the point. He's going to have a green to checkers run, barring a major breakdown off the final turn. And here he comes down for the win. Greg Atkins gets it done. George Foley the 2nd. Richard Tesseur 3rd. Mike Bruno 4th. 5th to Adam Bartamy. 6th goes to Don Scarborough. 7th to Andy Kane. 8th will go to Ryan McClenn. And the number 14 and 9th goes to Dan Brown. Well, some good. He will start 8th, and back to row number 5 on the inside, there is Brian Pugh in the number 29 New York, and shotgun on the field in the 26, it is Todd Ormsby. That's the field. 10 strong, here they come, green flag. They'll race into turn number 1. St. Germain in the 40, Favreau in the 27. St. Germain has the lead down the backstretch as they race side by side for the 3rd position. St. Germain the leader. Favreau running 2nd. Here comes Dubuque in the 61, trying to move his way up through on the inside as they think about a 3-wide move off of turn number 4, but they'll run side by side into turn 1. Dubuque a little loose in the 61, gets a hold of it. Favreau with a good run on top of the track. He'll hang on to the 2nd spot for now. Dave Rabtoy looking to move in the 21. So is Rick Hart on board the Deuce. Out front, it's Kenny St. Germain in the 40. St. Germain taking it right up to the wall down the front stretch, snapping that car to the left. It's Danny Dubuque in the 61, hanging on to the 2nd position. 3rd on the outside, the 27 for Robbie Favreau. Dave Rabtoy in the 21 running in the 4th spot, but here comes Rabtoy for 3rd, and he's got it down the backstretch into 3. Favreau will come back after him on the outside. Rabtoy still with the nose in front for that 3rd spot, and he'll hang on to 3rd down the front stretch, setting his sights on Danny Dubuque in the number 61. St. Germain leads in the 40. Dubuque running 2nd, half a car length behind St. Germain. Then it's about 5 feet back to the 21 of Rabtoy. Rabtoy again peeking down to the inside. That line closed by Dubuque. Little Joe Daniels moving up. Daniels in the 46 coming after the 21 of Raptoy, as again St. Germain went right up to the wall off turn number 4 and then snaps it left down the front stretch. Dubuque in the 61 was a little loose off of turn 4, again trying to hang on to that car. There goes Joe Daniels atop the track down the backstretch, trying to get good bite and a run down the backstretch into 3. Almost even now for third with Dave Raptoy in the 21 and the number 46 for Little Joe Daniels. Well, if the car could get to the inside, we see Kenny St. Germain just take that car right up to the wall off turn number 4, and now a car may be there. Danny Dubuque in the number 61. Now Raptoy trying to thread the needle. He'll work the middle groove, pin the 61 of Dubuque down on the inside, take Joe Daniels up to a third groove to the top of the racetrack, and now here comes Dubuque for the lead. Dan Dubuque down on the inside. At the stripe, St. Germain had the lead by 6 inches, but into turn 1, Dubuque will take the lead away. He's sideways, bad sideways into turn number 2, and now St. Germain comes back after him, and he'll take the lead back down the backstretch into turn 3. St. Germain in the 40 is the leader. Dubuque running in the second spot. Dave Raptoy is third. Little Joe Daniels is fourth, and again they're dead even off turn number 4 as they race down to the white flag. At the stripe, it was St. Germain by 4 inches. Into turn number 1. Dubuque is on the inside. Let's see if he can make that car stick a little bit better. It does. He'll lead down the backstretch. Raptoy looking for some place to go. Dubuque on the inside. St. Germain on the outside. Here they come into turn number 4. It's going to be a drag race for the win. St. Germain right up to the wall. Dubuque down on the inside. Checkered flag is out. Dubuque's going to win in the 61. St. Germain second. Third goes to Raptoy in the number 21, and it was real close from there on back for spots 4 through 7. Well, the outside, it is, well, we've got the 79 of Jason Bonnet in the final row along with Robin Wood in the 61. And outside Tyler Terry, it is the 00 for Chris Reeves. So that's the field, and we are under green. Running into turn number 2, Chad Provost and Travis Bruno almost even together down the backstretch. Bruno got off the backstretch just a little bit, but he gets back on, and they are even into turn number 3. Richie Turner trying to thread the needle, trying to come on through in that middle groove. Sees a little opening there. At the stripe, still almost even. Provost the 27, Bruno in the 33, Wild Bill Sawyer the 39, Richie Turner the 17. Here he comes. Here comes that 17, charging right up through the middle. Richie Turner to the point. Turner down to the inside. He'll take the lead into turn number 4. Chad Provost will hang on to the second spot. Travis Bruno right up towards the wall. Howard Stoner moving up in the 57. Here comes Tyler Terry. He wants to go. He takes to the outside. Wild Bill Sawyer in the 39, looking down to the inside of Howard Stoner. Got a little bit loose, though, off turn 2. Stoner's moving. Howard Stoner in the 57, moving towards the second spot. Diving down to the inside of Chad Provost. Howard Stoner sideways off turn number 4, hanging on to it. And at the stripe, he's got the second spot. Stoner drifts up the track into turn number 2. That opens up racing room for Bill Sawyer in the 39. Sawyer, though, he was loose. Now Tyler Terry looking to the inside. That lane closed by the wily veteran in the 39. And Provost drifting to the outside, lurking in third. But here comes the 39 of Sawyer, again trying to take that third spot away. Tyler Terry in the 44. He'll move to the inside of Chad Provost. Again, Sawyer very bad loose off turn number 2. Tyler Terry in the 44, now looking to the outside of Bill Sawyer. They will run 3 wide into turn number 3. They're still 3 wide into turn number 4. Sawyer trying to keep it down to the inside. Terry gets shot up right close to the wall after Sawyer bad loose again. That 39 really wants to bolt up the track as he's trying to hang on to it off turn number 2, and now Tyler Terry is able to finish the pass and take the third spot away. Leader out front, Richie Turner, pulling away from Howard Stoner, who's running second. Stoner doing a much better job in that number 57, working in the second spot. Tyler Terry is third. Fourth is Bill Sawyer. Fifth is Jason Bonnet. Robin Wood has moved his way up to the 6th spot. 7th is Chad Provost in the 27. 8th is Chris Reeves in the 00. 9th is Larry Underwood in the 73, and Travis Bruno is running in the 10th spot in car number 33. Out front it is Richie Turner in the 17. Howard Stoner in the 57, running solid in the second position. Good battle now for third. Jason Bonnet, winner 2 weeks back in the DeSorcy Emergency Products number 79, takes to the outside of Bill Sawyer. He'll pass Sawyer for fourth. Robin Wood going to try to follow to the outside in the Gunny Inca Bingo number 61. Sawyer holding him off, though, right now with 2 laps to go. Robin Wood with a little tap to the back of the 39. That drifts him up the track. Now Wood will look to the inside. Here comes Wood in the 61. Sawyer to the outside. Wood on the inside. He'll take fifth. White flag is out for Richie Turner. 1 lap to go for Turner. Stoner in that second spot. Tyler Terry running in the third position. Fourth is Jason Bonnet, the 79. Fifth, the 61 for Robin Wood. And now Sawyer back in the 6th spot. Final time in the qualifier for the sportsman. Here comes Richie Turner off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Richie Turner with a convincing win. Howard Stoner to second. Third to Tyler Terry. Fourth, Jason Bonnet. Fifth, Robin Wood. Sixth, Bill Sawyer. Seventh, Chad Provost. Eighth to Chris Reeves. Ninth to Larry Underwood. And 10th will go to Travis Bruno in the number 33.
2 rows back on the inside in the 08. That is Mr. Turd. Andrew Bordeaux in the 08. He starts third outside in the 5. That's Bobby LeVere. 3 rows back in the 77B. That's the track champion in the Bombers last year. Gilligan, Randy Martin in the 77B. Outside the 88 of Tom Santillo. The rest of the field, Chris LeVere in the 4. The 95 of Captain Thunder, Rick Donor. The 33 for Billy Jenkins. And the 29 for Mike Rock. Field is underway and up the backstretch. And here come some of the cars flying through the middle up the backstretch. Donor has made up 4 spots already. He's already into the number 5 spot with that 95 car. Look out. Martin got forced high as some contact with the 9 car of Harold LeVere. Martin was able to hold on to it and avoid any contact. Now LeVere gets into the back end of the 95, but Donor holds on. He has the number 3 spot. Santillo's 88 moving up on the outside. Here comes the 77. Look out, contact between the 4 and the 88 sends the Santillo car around. LeVere's number 4 has come to a halt at the top of turn number 4, so we'll have a caution flag here in the early going in this first qualifier for the Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds. I have something for you.
A signed photograph of Rick.
Here they come off turn 4, ready to go back to the green flag. Brusso leads the way. LeVere second, Donor on the inside, looking to take that number 2 spot away as they head into turn 1. LeVere shuts the door. He'll now look to try to get by that 26 car right on the back bumper of Brusso. Donor now right onto the back bumper of Bobby LeVere as the 5 swings to the outside. Gilligan has taken over the number 4 spot of the 77 as the Mini Modifieds halfway. Brusso on the inside, LeVere on the outside. They race side by side. Gilligan moving up 3 wide on the outside, looking to go around Bobby LeVere in the 5. Look at Martin on the move in that 77 car. We saw the 5 and the 77 get together a couple of weeks ago. 2 to go. Donor looking for a way through on the bottom of the racetrack as Brusso has done a good job keeping that 26 right on the bottom of the racetrack. He drifted a little bit high right there coming off to, but managed to shut the door before Donor can get through. Martin right now flying up on the outside for the lead. Randy Martin getting it done on the far outside. Gilligan has the lead with 1 to go. Brusso and LeVere have been battling side by side the entire race. Donor looking for a way through on the bottom of the racetrack. And all of a sudden, Gilligan just stepped on it coming into turn 3. Took advantage of that outside line and went flying by both the first and second place cars. Checkered flag is out. Gilligan, Randy Martin's going to win at the battle for the number 2 spot. There's 4 of them together. Second will go to Bobby LeVere. Third spot goes to the 26 of Brusso. Captain Thunder, Rick Donor, finishes 4th. And Chris LeVere will round out the top 5. Robin, car number 4. That's your field. Monster Energy Drink Bomber Division. Ready to roll. 25 laps the distance. Bordeaux won her qualifier. Can she win the feature? Green flag is out. Don't forget Brandon Atkins, the driver going for the Watson Glass Daily Double. He won the B. If he wins the A, he'll pick up $75 from Watson Glass. Field scrambling up the backstretch, 3 wide into turn 3. Bordeaux is your leader. Lavarnway has taken second spot in the 13 car. 3 wide action off turn 4. It's Bordeaux, Lavarnway, Joyles 57. Looks to the outside. The 24 of Whitney heads on to that 4th spot. 5th spot goes to the 22 of Collins. 6th, LeVere, or the 7 car of Josh Leclerc. Grape Ape right there running on the inside in the 21. As that inside line starts to move up around the 22 of Collins. April Bordeaux continues to be your leader. Josh Lavarnway taking a look now on the outside as Joyle had a little bit of a problem coming off turn 2. That allows Collins 22 now to be the meat of the sandwich, and he drives up a couple of spots. Collins drives into that number 3 spot with the 22. 3 wide at the back of the pack is Gary Frederick picking them off one at a time on the outside in the 0-1. Joyle again has problems in turn number 2, and he's going to lose 5 spots. As the Grape Ape moves his 21 car into the number 6 spot, Josh Laporte right on the inside of him in the 45. They're battling side by side. They're still 3 wide coming off turn 4. Bill Joyle was running strong up front in that 57 car, but he appears to have put his cue in the rack. Bordeaux is the leader in the 23. Lavarnway is second. Leclerc running in the 3rd spot in the 7. He gets by the 22 of Collins. Whitney's 24 rounds out your top 5 right now. Laporte's 45 is next. Look out, contact with the 22 and 7. Nice job by Josh Leclerc to hold on to that car. Cost him a couple of spots as he now drops back into the number 6 spot. Eli Bishaw's on the move, picking him up on the outside, as he's found the fast way around the Airborne half mile. Weasel says, watch out to that 22 car. He saw that contact between the 22 and the 7. Right now, April Bordeaux was strong in her qualifier. She's strong up front once again, looking for her first career victory in the Bomber Division. Josh Lavarnway is second. Collins, 22, running in that 3rd spot. Laporte is 4th in the 45. 5th spot right now goes to the 93 of Bischoff. 6th, the 24 of Whitney. Josh Leclerc, 7th in the 7. Cody Myers is 8th. The Grape Ape, Scotty Richner, running in the 9th spot. Josh Duravage is 10th in the 88. He looks to go to the inside of Richner as they go into turn 3. We have a new leader. Up front, it's the 13 as the 23 seems to be off the pace. The 23 car, he is slowing. April Bordeaux has lost 4, now 5 spots as the leaders just go zooming by. Josh Lavarnway is your leader. He's got 3 car lengths on a 3-car battle for the number 2 spot. Lavarnway leads it. Here comes Bishaw moving up on the outside to take that 2nd spot away from Collins. Chad Collins trying to battle back on the inside, drifts high, forces Bishaw way off the track, and Bishaw is going to lose a bunch. Cost Collins a couple of spots as well. Contact between the 45 and the 7 coming off turn 3. That cost Josh Leclerc a couple of spots. That contact in the number 2's position has given Josh Lavarnway a good lead as they race up the backstretch. The 45 of Josh Laporte running in the number 2 spot. Cody Myers moves up outside in the 75. The 22 of Chad Collins coming right back for more. He's 4th. Leclerc looks to the inside in the 7. He's holding down that 5th spot. Bordeaux seems to have picked it up once again. She's now 6th in the 23, followed by the 88 of Duravage, the 5 of Blondo, the 93 of Eli Bishaw coming right back. They're going to be halfway this time by. Josh Lavarnway, the leader at the halfway point. Don't forget, we're going 25 laps for the Bombers. Problems on the 21A of Brandon Atkins. He is slow up the backstretch, but now he seems to pick it up a bit. He's going to go a lap down, and that's going to be no winner of the Watson Glass Bomber Daily Double. Tire down on the 0-1 of Gary Frederick. He turns it around in turn number 2, and he's going to try to take it back to the garage area. The last thing Josh Lavarnway wants to see right now is a caution flag. He's been able to maintain that 5 or 6 car length advantage over the battle for the number 2 spot. Cody Myers on the inside now is going to take 2nd spot away from Josh Laporte. Myers goes to the number 2 spot. Laporte back to 3rd. 4th. It's still with 22 of Collins. 5th is the 7 of Leclerc. 6th spot, Duravage in the 88. 7th is Eli Bishaw in the 93. April Bordeaux runs 8th. Jason Blondo 9th, and Wade Whitney rounds out the top 10 in the 24 car. 10 to go this time by for Josh Lavarnway. Who would have thought that the Bombers could go all the way, and we get a caution. The 21A of Atkins, he had some problems going up the backstretch, but got it fired back up. Now he came to a halt at the exit of turn number 4, but gets it.
Green flag racing, a much better job by the Bombers this week.
Here they come. We are back to green. Contact. Look out. Trouble on the front stretch. Blondo's involved. The 22 of Collins up and over. Caution flag on the speedway. As some And Richner starts 7th and 8th. Off turn 4, green flag is out. Much better start this time as Lavarnway holds on to that lead into turn 2 and up the backstretch, but here comes Josh Leclerc on the move. Josh Leclerc with a 7 has moved into 2nd. Josh Laporte trying to battle right back on the inside in the 45 car. Lavarnway leads it, drifting up high against the wall is the 75 of Myers. Here comes Leclerc, looking to the inside now as Lavarnway drifted a little bit high, but Josh gets it back together. And he'll settle down on the bottom of the racetrack, and Leclerc will have to swing back to the outside. Right there, moving up quickly again is the 75. Here comes the 47 off the pace. Look out, this could be trouble. Everybody gets by. Weasel on the flag stand, frantically telling him to get out of the way up close to the wall, and Cody Myers nearly nailed him coming down the front stretch. Up front, we've got a good battle once again. Leclerc throws it to the outside, trying to find a way by the 13. Here comes room on the inside for the Myers 75. Seymour's around. Kurt Seymour's 357 gets spun around coming off turn 4. He goes to the infield. There was some contact coming off turn 4 with the 357 that sent him around. Richner made contact with him after he had spun coming down the front stretch, which ripped the rear bumper cover off the 357 car. And the caution flag is out. Frederick lost laps. That will make the 9th place car on the outside, that 5 of Blondo. Here we come. Back to the green. Good jump on the outside from Myers. He's going to grab the lead away from the 13 of the Lavarnway. Quickly going into turn number 1. And he will start to open up in that 75 car. Duravage quickly on the outside. Joins the battle for the number 2 spot alongside the 13. Side by side battle for that number 2 spot. Lavarnway's got the inside, Duravage on the outside. Leclerc with a good view of that one in the number 4 spot in car number 7. Caution flag out once again, and it's the 21A. The Atkins car having problems up in turn 3. We'll have another caution here in the main event for the Bombers.
Oh, Rick.
All right, ready for a start once again. Duravage, the dancing partner on the outside for Myers this time as they come off turn 4. Duravage has already got 1 win under his belt. We're back to green. Myers your leader. Duravage is 2nd. Lavarnway 3rd. Leclerc 4th. Great, babe. Running in that 5th spot in the 21 car. It'll be 5 to go next time by. Duravage right under the back bumper of Myers. Myers holding on to that advantage. It's a good battle for the 3rd spot. Lavarnway's 13 on the inside. Leclerc's number 7 on the outside. Richner is 5th. 6th goes to the 45A of Laporte. Blondo is 7th. Pugh is 8th. Bordeaux is 9th. Collins back on the track is 10th. Contact with the 13 and 7. That opens up the door for Richner to go to 5th to 4th. Not 3rd quite yet, as he will now look to the inside of the 7. 13 Lavarnway is off the pace in turn 4.
I think he's got a flat tire on the right front. All that bumping and banging with the 7 cuts down the right front tire on the 13. His day's done.
Trouble in turn 2, the 29. Contact with the 1 and the 45. Blondo gets booted off turn 2. He kicks up the dust on the backstretch. And we'll have another caution flag. Frederick trying to get it refired. Will stay green.
All right.
3-car pileup, but everybody able to stay moving. 2 to go next time by for Cody Myers. He is the commander. Duravage 2nd in the 88. Leclerc 3rd in the 7. The Gray Pape is 4th. Collins rolled over, came back. He's 5th. 2 to go. Only one worry over these last 2 laps, and that's the 0-1. Myers will have to get around that lap car. He's got 4 lengths back to Duravage in the 88. 1 lap to go. Frederick pulls the 0-1 to the bottom of the racetrack. Should not be a problem for the 75 of Cody Myers. Duravage solidly into that number 2 spot. 3rd spot, that's going to go to Josh Leclerc in the 7. Richner is 4th. Collins is 5th. Here they come off turn 4. Cody Myers is going to be your winner in the 75. Myers wins it. Duravage 2nd. Leclerc 3rd. Richner fourth, and Collins is going to flip and come back and finish in the number 5 spot in the 22. How about that?
All right, everybody, how about a nice round of applause for Cody Myers? It's his first career win. All right, Cody, congratulations. Your car certainly was working on the outside and was watching your line down the stretch once you got to the front, and you were taking full advantage running all around the racetrack.
Yep. Well, we put a lot of work into this car. We had to tune it in, and once it was in, it was a rocket ship.
Well, your smile certainly tells the story. Very happy, I'm sure, and proud of all the hours that you put into this car. Finally getting your first checkered flag. It's got to feel great.
Yeah, it does. I got to thank my mom, my dad, and Billy Desatel for all the help.
Congratulations. There's only one first win, and this is it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I will.
All right, Cody Myers wins. First career win, Rick, in the Monster Energy Drink Bomber Division.
The 9 for Introne. That's the field. Green flag! They race into turn number 1. This is smoke on the 1X of Todd Stone, but everybody sorts it out. They're 3 wide down a backstretch. Richard Tesser had to back out of it. They're really boxing it up into turn number 3. You got some fast cars charging to the front. You got some cars that are still trying to figure things out that are up near the front. So we may see some mashing as cars try to work their way through and get to the front, where right now it is Greg Atkins. Here comes Scarborough in the 11, diving down to the inside. He'll pick up a couple of spots down the inside. Look out, there goes Richard Tesser in the 49. Tesser goes around. Adam Barnaby, the Pirate, is atop turn number 3, and we've got a yellow. Yellow flag that we're really boxing it up right around the 10th spot. I make that, I'm sorry, it's the 27 of Kane and Woodruff. Atkins up front, of course. And then in row number 10, it is Durgan and K.A. Those cars running in the top 20. As we are ready for a restart with the 1 lap complete, I believe. Slow pace into turn number 3. Atkins and Wells will be on the hammer, though, in a few seconds as they crawl into turn number 4. Atkins getting ready. Now he's on it down the front stretch. Green flag! Mike Finney in the 38 trying to tuck to the back bumper down the back stretch and take that second spot away from Mike Wells, who gets a catapult down the back stretch. Mike Bruno parts the 25 of Vienne down to the inside. Keep an eye on the 90. Martin Roy working the rim, trying to pick off spots as he tries to get to the front. Out front it is Greg Atkins. Mike Finney gets second. But for how long? George Foley is stalking. Foley in the 34 trying to make a move for the second spot. Don Scarborough trying to move into the top 5. Here comes Scarborough down the inside, the Brandon Bandit into the top 5. Terry Hayes boxing it up with Craig Riel. Riel trying to move through on the inside. The whole inside line right now is boxing up, and Martin Roy goes to the outside. Here comes Barnaby. Barnaby dives down to the inside of Craig Riel. He'll pick up a spot. Mike Bruno follows through down to the inside. Keep an eye on the B3, the 90, and the 22. They are moving to the front and hauling the mail. Out front, it is the 1 New York of Atkins, then Foley in second, Finney is third, fourth is Wells, fifth is Scarborough, sixth is Hayes. Here comes Aaron Barnaby in the B3. Mike Bruno, the 22, Mike Riel in the 02, the 90 of Martin Roy. Those cars running at the back of the top 10. Right now, Roy is 10th, make it 9th as Mike Riel drifts up the track in the 2. Martin Roy powers through down the inside. Here comes Mike Bruno to the outside of Terry Hayes. Martin Roy will size up Terry Hayes himself and try to take that spot away as he continues to charge towards the front. Greg Atkins is the leader. George Foley 4 car lengths back. Then Mike Finney. Then Mike Wells. 5th is Don Scarborough. 6th is Aaron Barnaby, and Barnaby is closing quickly on Scarborough in the number 11 for that 5th spot. Then it's a couple of car lengths back to Mike Bruno, who is running in the 7th position. 8th is Martin Roy. 9th is Terry Hayes. 10th, Riel Battle. Craig on the inside. Father Mike on the outside. Leon Gagnon runs right behind the Riels. Todd Stone is there. So is Andy Haywood in the 80, and Chris K.A. is moving up. George Foley continues to run about 4 car lengths off the back bumper of the number 1 modified of Greg Atkins. Mike Finney running solid in 3rd. Mike Wells is 4th. Aaron Barnaby has not been able to do much with the number 11 of the Brandon Bandit, Don Scarborough, who sits in 5th. And we've got problems over in turn number 3. The pistol, Patrick Dupree, is parked over near the billboards. And also it looked like Jason Durgan was slow with the number 17, and that brings out another yellow. certainly challenge towards the front, and there's a lot of laps to run. Here comes the field, off turn number 4, down the front stretch, green flag! Atkins will settle in line right in front of Mike Finney. Let's see if the outside groove can pick up. Aaron Bartamy trying to muscle through on the inside of Finney. He will. There goes Mike Bruno to the outside. Finney getting parted with Bartamy on the inside. Bruno on the outside. Don Scarborough moving into the top 3. Here comes the leader, George Foley. Don Scarborough hanging on to that third spot. Look out, there was contact. Bartamy into the back of Scarborough. Scarborough up the track into Mike Bruno. Everybody scrambles as we got a couple of cars off the top of turn number 2, and that's going to bring out a yellow. Well, I'll tell you what, Rick, a great save by Mike Bruno, because the Bruno was working on the outside, and it looked like the B3 of Bartamy just plowed into the back of the 11 of Scarborough, and that shot cars up the track into the 22 of Mike Bruno. A lot of laps to go as we're ready for another restart. Foley, Atkins, row number 1. Here they come. Off turn number 4, down to the green flag. Out front, George Foley. Now Don Scarborough to second. Martin Roy running in the 4th spot. Greg Atkins back to 3rd. Mike Bruno taking to the outside. Bruno and Roy running wheel to wheel for the 4th spot. Down the front stretch. Mike Bruno was able to make his way around Martin Roy. Bruno really seems to have that Crickett's Tony 2 dialed in. That's by far the fastest we've seen Bruno's modified this season. George Foley out front. Scarborough in the 11 is running 2nd. Bruno is running 3rd. 4th is Martin Roy. 5th is Greg Atkins. 6th, now Mike Finney. 7th, Terry Hayes. 8th is Andy Haywood. 9th is Leon Gagno. 10th is Todd Stone. Bruno sizing up the 11 Vermont. Looking high, looking low, now throwing it to the outside. Here comes Mike Bruno. Working on the rim is Bruno in the Crickett's 22. Scarborough's to the inside, and he cannot hold off Mike Bruno. Mike Bruno is able to work his way around the 11. Here comes Bruno charging to that 2nd spot and setting his sights on George Foley, who has a 7-car length advantage as he races into turn number 2, working down on the inside. He drifts up the track, does Foley, working a middle groove. Bruno running right out on the rim, and he is quickly closing in. It goes from 7 car lengths to about 2 car lengths in the better part of 1 lap. Foley is the leader. Bruno is running 2nd. 3rd is Don Scarborough. He's got his hands full. Martin Roy, the Gamache Truck Center number 90, is running in that 4th spot. Looking to the outside of Scarborough. Bruno looking to the outside of George Foley. Now looking down to the inside. Running right behind Foley. It's Mike Bruno in the Crickett's 22. Bruno takes to the outside. He's going for the lead in turn number 2. A drag race off 2 down the backstretch. Foley has the lead into turn number 3. Bruno pulls even into the 3rd turn. Working out on the rim is Mike Bruno. Here come the leaders off 4. Bruno really working that right rear tire. Foley holds him off of the stripe. George Foley led by about 3 feet that time down the front stretch. Bruno backs off a car length. Now again looks to the outside. Slower car of Dan Brown that the leaders will have to try to work their way around. Out front, here comes George Foley off turn number 4, and they'll go around Dan Brown, who is down to the inside. Mike Bruno again working the middle groove. Now we'll keep it there. Off turn number 2, gets a great run down the backstretch. Bruno pulls even into 3. Foley still down on the inside into the 34. Here comes Bruno. They touch! They rub wheels off turn number 4. At the stripe, Bruno has the lead. Foley back down on the inside, coming back after him. Here comes Bruno trying to finish the pass. He'll power off turn number 2. Sail down the backstretch in the lead. Mike Bruno by a car length over George Foley. Here comes Foley back after him on the inside, but he's not going to get there. Mike Bruno's got the lead in the Crickett's 22. Running in the 2nd spot is Foley. 3rd is Don Scarborough in the 11. But Martin Roy is trying to take that spot away from Scarborough. Roy on the outside. They run wheel to wheel for 3rd. Here comes the Gamache Truck Center number 90. Martin Roy can't put away Don Scarborough. What a great battle this is for the 3rd position. They've been running wheel to wheel now for several laps. Scarborough's been working the inside. Martin Roy's been working the rim. Still running wheel to wheel. Look out, we got a slower car in front of them. That may box in Scarborough. Let's see what they do. Scarborough runs the middle of the track now. Martin Roy had him at the stripe for 3rd, and now he'll finish the pass with the slower car, the 13 of Colleen Salisbury, running a little traffic in front of Don Scarborough. So a well-placed pick there from Martin Roy as he was working on the outside. Mike Bruno is pulling away. Half a front stretch lead by Bruno over George Foley in the 34. Martin Roy running in the third spot. Scarborough is fourth. Fifth is Leon Gagnon. Sixth is Greg Atkins. Seventh is Mike Finney. Patrick Dupree is off the pace. He has problems. He is headed back to the garage area. Bad night for the defending track champion, the 24. Problems with his modified as he limps back to the garage area. We stay under green. Laps are winding down. Now 5 laps showing from Chief Starter Weasel Bruno. Mike Bruno ticking off another lap as he runs down the front stretch. He's working up on some heavy, slower traffic in front. George Foley in the 34 runs off turn number 2. He is a half backstretch behind. He's going to have his hands full trying to hold off Martin Roy in that Gamache Truck Center number 90. Heavy lap traffic coming up in front of the leader, Mike Bruno. Spencer Rushlaw, Aaron Bartamy, Craig Riel, all those cars trying to stay on the lead lap. Popsicle sticks are out this time by for Mike Bruno. The leader is running into turn number 4. Here he comes off the 4 turn down the front stretch with 2 laps to go. It's almost a full front stretch lead over George Foley in the number 34. Martin Roy in the 90 continues to hang on to 3rd. Don Scarborough is 4th. Leon Gagnon is running in the 5th spot. Atkins is 6th. But now the leader coming off of turn number 4 as we've got a yellow flag out. On the 90. Those cars running top 3. Bruno slows down into turn number 4. Now picking up on the hammer. Down the front stretch. Green flag. Green flag out as they race into turn number 2. George Foley trying to hang with Bruno down the backstretch. It's 2 car lengths. Martin Roy trying to chase down George Foley. Green-white checkers now. Here is the white flag for Mike Bruno. 1 to go. Bruno leading him into turn number 2. It's still a 2 car length, make it 3 car length advantage. Now pulling away down the backstretch. Mike Bruno final time into 3 and 4. Bruno looking to pick up win number 1 of 2009, and he has done it. Mike Bruno wins. George Foley is 2nd, 3rd Martin Roy, Don Scarborough 4th, Leon Gagnon 5th, Greg Atkins 6th, Mike Finney 7th, Andy Haywood 8th, 9th goes to Chris Kaye, 10th Matt Woodruff, 11th I believe the 1X of Todd Stone, 12th will be Terry Hayes in the number 01.
All right, Rick, thanks a lot. We'll get a word with Mike Bruno in just a second. Getting congratulated by George Foley in the number 34. How about Martin Roy? Another solid run for Martin, 3rd tonight. Gamache Truck Center number 90, 3rd for Martin Roy. 2nd spot, George Foley in the 34. Good run for George. And we're waiting for Mike Bruno to unbuckle and climb out of his car, and we'll get a word with him. And I'm told it is his 10th anniversary. Coming around in the Airborne trolley. He's about to climb out of his modified. How about a nice round of applause for Mike Bruno, everybody? Come on. All right, here is Mike Bruno. I hear it's a 10th anniversary for you and a fine way to celebrate. The car was very fast. First 2 events of the season, it didn't seem to be quite as much of a rocket ship as what we're used to seeing, but boy, was it fast tonight.
Well, you know it is, and I got a happy anniversary to my wife. Tonight's our 10-year anniversary, and I chose to go to the racetrack instead of out to dinner or something, and I think a lot of other people would too. But we've been struggling with this car. This is the car at the end of last year that we lost that race to Kenny Tremont, and then the first 2 races, we were good the first race, and we just completely over-adjusted last week. So we found a happy medium this week, and I can't say enough about Steve Fuller and Mike Perotti and everybody here about the track. I mean, it made definite an outside groove as everybody saw it tonight. That was the place to be, is on the outside, and I appreciate everything everybody's done.
I was talking earlier tonight with Patrick Dupree before the racing, and he was saying that all the modified teams were really trying to figure it out. You guys have found something.
Well, I think we have, and it's unfortunate because we're not going to run a full season this year. We're not chasing the points. We're going to kind of pick and choose, and that's what we want to do. When we come to the racetrack, we want to be fast when we unload, and I think that kind of started that tonight.
Congratulations, a great job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mike Bruno, everybody, he wins tonight. His first win of 2009.
Haywood runs 2nd. Mike Terry running 3rd. He's about a half car length off the back bumper of Haywood, then a real big gap back to Dave Raptoy, who is 4th. Lance Raptoy sizing up Joe Warren, looking down to the inside of Joe Warren into turn number 4, and now down the front stretch, but he can't quite get there. Robert Gordon Good start to the season for the H2O well drilling car. He is running still in the 8th spot. Make it 7th. 8th is Kevin Booten in the 25. Kenny Davies running 9th in car number 9. And then Keith O'Neill rounds out the top 10 with the orange 0. We'll set the rest of the field as the leader runs comfortably out front with O'Neill in the 10th spot. 11th is Cody Kilburn. 12th is Little Joe Daniels. 13th is the Deuce for Rick Hart. 14th, Kenny St. Germain. Josh Allen is 15th. 16th is Robbie Favreau. 17th is Jason Sawyer. And then 18th, I believe, Mark Karen in the 5. And the 19th and final car in the lead lap would be Bob Dragoon in the number 36. But the leader is closing and is about to put that 36 a lap down within the next lap or two. Lonnie Rivers out front sailing along with that number 7 car as the leaders are completing lap number 34. 34 laps complete. Next time by will be about 15 remaining for Lonnie Rivers in car number 7. And it's Nick Haywood still holding off Mike Terry for that 2nd spot. The leaders have put Bob Dragoon a lap down. Metalman is about to go another lap down to the leader. Lonnie Rivers off turn number 2. Dave Raptoy 4th. Lance Raptoy has moved to 5th. 6th is Joe Warren in the 13. Robert Gordon trying to find some racing room to the inside of Joe Warren's number 13 and try to get to that 7th spot. And now Gordon will indeed try to make that move off of turn number 2. They'll have some slower cars that could perhaps play into the advantage of Joe Warren if he wanted to try to pin the H2O behind some of those slower cars. Right now the Raptoy brothers are trying to work their way around. Lonnie Rivers dispatches of Mark Karen in the number 5. Nick Haywood and Mike Terry seem to be almost hooked together. They've been running at about a car length, half a car length, 5 feet distance between one another. As Chief Starter Weasel Bruno shows Lonnie Rivers that there are 10 laps to go. What a display to this point for Lonnie Rivers in that number 7. Rivers cruising along out front.
This is just going to continue the trend, Rob. Bruno wins the main event in the modifieds to celebrate his 10th anniversary. Rivers looking awfully strong with now just 9 to go. It's looking to win on his birthday.
Inside 10 laps remaining. Lonnie down the backstretch. We got some cars in trouble here on the front stretch. Bob Dragoon, Kevin Booten. Booten diving down to the inside to try to get around the slower car. And Booten really with a nice job to hang on to that car, the number 25, because he appeared to be hooking at one point. His front tires were pointed right up towards the turn number 1 wall. Now Mike Terry moving past Nick Haywood. Nick Haywood's got trouble. That 29 slowed way down going into turn number 2. And Mike Terry made that pass look too easy. Now it appears as though Nick is up to speed, but Mike Terry really made that move look pretty simple for 2nd. Mike Terry has the 2nd spot. Lonnie Rivers leads. Mike Terry is 2nd. Nick Haywood back to 3rd in the number 29, as that car might be starting to go away for Nick, and he'll see if he can chase down Mike Terry and get back that 2nd spot, but it appeared to be a little hairy there for Nick Haywood in the 29 as they raced into turns 1 and 2, and he lost some spots and really seemed to slow down. Lonnie Rivers putting a lap on Jason Sawyer's number 28. Rivers leads. Mike Terry is 2nd. 3rd is Nick Haywood. 4th is Lance Raptoy. 5th is Dave Raptoy. 6th is Joe Warren. 7th is Robert Gordon. 8th is Kevin Booten. 9th is Kenny Davies. 10th is Keith O'Neill. 11th is Cody Kilburn. 12th is the 46 of Joe Daniels. 13th is the Deuce of Rick Hart. 14th is Kenny St. Germain. And then that's it. 14 cars on the lead lap. Lonnie Rivers has left only 14 cars on the lead lap. He set a very fast pace throughout, and now he's got troubles with Bob Dragoon, the 36, who drifted up. Dragoon going down another lap, but he shot up the track right in front of the leader, who had to get on the binders there for a little bit. Now 3 wide. Here comes Haywood back to the inside as Robbie Favreau, a slower car, was able to get around Bob Dragoon, and that allowed Nick Haywood to get right back to Mike Terry. Haywood and Terry, the battle back on for 2nd. Here come the leaders off turn number 4, down the front stretch, now up into turn 1. Lonnie Rivers comfortably out front, and barring a major catastrophe, he is going to take care of business here. But the battle for 2nd is still a good one. between the 29 of Haywood and the 65 of Mike Terry. 5 laps to go now for Lonnie Rivers. 5 to go for Rivers. Mike Terry has taken second back from Nick Haywood. Haywood to third. Fourth, Lance Rabtoy, but he needs binoculars almost to see the third place car in Nick Haywood. Fifth is Dave Rabtoy. Sixth, Joe Warren. What a display Lonnie Rivers has put on in this feature event. He just whooped the field. Something that rarely happens, Rick, in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division. You don't often see this in this class.
No, but the battle up front may not be there, but what a great battle it's been for second place for the last 15 laps between Terry and the 29 of Haywood.
2 laps to go for Lonnie Rivers in car number 7. Popsicle sticks are out for Rivers in the 7. He's got one other car that he might have to deal with. That's the last car in the lead lap. 14th is Kenny St. Germain. White flag for Lonnie Rivers. St. Germain is running at a pretty decent clip. I'm not sure he's going to factor Lonnie Rivers and impede his progress whatsoever as he races for the final time into turns 3 and 4. Well, this has been a dominating performance by Lonnie Rivers in car number 7. Eases it off the 4th turn. Checkered flags are out. Lonnie Rivers wins. Mike Terry is second. Third is Nick Haywood in the 29. Waiting for 4th, it's going to be Lance Rabtoy 4th. Dave Rabtoy 5th. Joe Warren 6th, Robert Gordon 7th, 8th to Kevin Booten, 9th to Kenny Davies, 10th to Keith O'Neill, 11th to Cody Kilburn, 12th to Little Joe, 13th to the Deuce and Rick Hart, and 14th is going to be Kenny St. Germain, the final car on the lead lap.
We'll wait for Lonnie Rivers to climb out of his car, and then we'll get a word with Lonnie. Lonnie Rivers out of his car. Nice round of applause for Lonnie Rivers. And Lonnie, come on over this way.
Hey, Lonnie, let me get your shoe over here first. Let me get ready to do pictures. Have everybody stay away from the car if we can.
All right, we're waiting for him to move over here. We know that. We've already announced that. Come on over, birthday guy. Well, that's not bad. You know, Rick and I were commenting, this division is so close. It's rare that we see somebody kick butt the way you just kicked butt.
Yeah, thank you. We did a lot of work in the car this week. The rear end gave us some problems. We fixed that. We got the car back to normal where we were last year, and we're hoping to do a lot more of this, you guys.
Well, that's a fine way to celebrate your birthday, huh? You want to tell us how old?
37.
Oh, that's not too bad. 37, and you're talking about the car and how you made a lot of changes to this. The first 2 weeks it seemed to be evil for you, but tonight, boy, was it hooked.
Yes, it was. The car was very fast. I want to thank all my crew members, Leon, Jerry, Spud, RJ, the whole clan. They all helped out with the car, and I just want to thank a lot of my sponsors. I got LCR. There's Chris Construction, Adirondack Farms, Rick's Place, Budweiser. There's a lot more names in the car.
One thing can be certain. When you win, you can say it in a second, but when you win, your team knows how to party.
Yeah, we do, buddy. We throw a good party.
And you'll be doing that tonight or tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yes, we will. Or both, that's right. I want to thank one more sponsor, too, Champlain Transmission. We blew our tranny last week, and he got it back together for me. And he did me a big favor, charged me nothing for the cost. So I want to really thank Champlain Transmission also.
All right, nice job, Lonnie Rivers. Excellent job.
In the 17, Wood in the 61, setting the pace, building the speed into turn number 4, about to get on the hammer and come down the front stretch. Here they come. Green flag is out. Robin Wood with a good start on the outside. Into turn number 1. Richie Turner fights back. They run door to door off turn number 2. Wood sticks the nose in front down the backstretch. Now Turner comes back. Into turn number 3. Dead even. Now racing into turn number 4, Robin Wood on the outside, trying to pick up momentum down the front stretch. Richie Turner down to the stripe has the lead by 2 feet. Turner had the lead at the stripe. Robin Wood trying to come back, little contact there. Wood hanging on to it. Now Bucko Branham in the mix. It's a 3-car battle for the lead. Turner in the 17, Wood in the 61, Bucko Branham in car number 20. Here they come racing off of turn number 4. Turner is sideways down the front stretch. Robin Wood gets a good bite on the outside. Robin Wood is right back there, now even. Wood has the nose out in front into turn number 2. Turner again is loose off turn 2. He's sideways. Robin Wood to the point. Robin Wood takes the lead. Bucko Branham coming to the outside now. Here's Turner fighting back on the inside. Down the front stretch. Robin Wood is your leader, pulling away to 2 car lengths. Richie Turner in the 17. Bucko Branham, they touch, shoot up the track. Tyler Terry moves through on the inside. Tyler Terry in the 44 goes to second. Bucko Branham now running third. Here comes Rick Frenier back in the battle. Frenier in the 77 trying to get the fourth. Robin Wood races off of turn number 4. He's opening it up, but Tyler Terry is now trying to chase him down. Terry is running 4 car lengths off the back bumper of Robin Wood, closing off turn number 2. Now Wood pulls away with a good run off that second turn. 3 car lengths back to Tyler Terry. Then 3 car lengths back to Bucko Branham, who runs third. Popsicle sticks are out. Here they come off turn number 4. 2 laps to go for Robin Wood. Ronnie Incabingo, number 61 for Robin Wood, running out front. Now it's a car length and a half. Tyler Terry is closing. Terry is closing in. It was 2 car lengths. Now it's a car length. Terry into turn number 3, drives it down to the inside, following that same line of Robin Wood, who takes it right up near the wall with a white flag out. It's a car length lead. Can Tyler Terry work a miracle here on the outside? Terry working the middle of the racetrack. Drifts it up the track. Robin Wood actually picked up about a half car length that time. Final time into turn number 3. Robin Wood the 61. Still maintaining that car length advantage. Here he comes off turn number 4. He's going to win it. Tyler Terry second. Bucko Branham third. Richie Turner fourth. Sean Duquette fifth. Rick Frenier sixth. Seventh will go to the 82 of Toby Ebersol. 8th to Jamie Begor. 9th to Howard Stoner. And 10th might have been Ben Huff in car number 29.
All right, Rick, some more good slicing and dicing from the J&S Steel Sportsman Division. How about a nice round of applause for Bucko Branham, third in the number 2. Tyler Terry, second in the number 44. And win number 1 of 2009 for Robin Wood, who becomes the third different winner in 3 events in the J&S Steel Sportsman Division. Robin is unbuckling from his car, got the head on, and now he's climbing out. Give him a nice round of applause. Robin Wood wins it, everybody. Okay, well, we talked for our television show. We did an interview with you, so there's no jinx, by the way, with that anymore, Rick. But we did an interview before, and you were telling me how this car really works down on the inside, but you had to get it done on the outside on that late race restart, and you were able to get it done on the outside.
Car was a little bit loose tonight. It wasn't as fast as it usually is, but Richie was running the bottom, and I had to get on the outside on a restart, so I just drove it in as hard as I could, and he kind of ran me a little high a couple times, but then I finally got to clear him. So
you started 9th on the grid to begin the feature event with a lot of fast cars in front of you. You had to really pick and choose where you're going to run with the race car, but it helps to have a handling car like this one.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy today. It was a little bit rough at first. We went 2 or 3 wide, probably 4 or 5 times, but Bucko took off like a rocket at first. He went by me like the first couple laps of the race, but then I got back by him, and then Richie was the hardest one after that.
We're only 3 weeks in on this new track, but how much more enjoyable is it from a competition standpoint and a driver's standpoint on this new surface?
Yeah, it's definitely nice knowing that you can go to the outside if you have to. My car still likes the bottom a lot, but the outside.
Congratulations, nice job, win number 1 of the year. All right, Robin Wood, everybody.
Looking for a green flag, this time by Brusso and Collins, still taking their time, working their way into turn 3, through turn 3, into turn 4. Off turn 4, they pick it up as the green flag is out. Brusso gets the jump on the inside in the 26. Collins hanging right with him on the outside. They are side by side up the backstretch, and Jimmy Collins will take the lead in the 0-2. Brusso looking to battle right back on the inside. They are 3 wide as LaVerre's moving up quickly in that 5 car. He takes third on the inside. Look out, we got a car on the wall. It's the 2 of Riel. More cars piling in. The 07 of Rick Woodruff hopped over the back end of one of the cars. Major damage on the Riel's number 2. Okay. You're going to have Keysville, Clintonville running all at the top once again. They're battling it out with two of the Saranac Lake guys and running right now in the what will be soon the 4th and 5th spot as Dusty D is on the move. They're halfway. Justin Donor now 3 car lengths on the 69 of Billy Twaits as Dusty moves up and takes that 3rd spot. Bobby LeVere back to 4th. Rob is losing it up here. Chris LeVere in the 5th spot with a 4. Rick Donor is 6th. Collins now back to 7th. 8th is Dustin Chris in the 81. 9th to Malcolm Woodward. Matt Brusso running 10th. Dave Demore is 11th. Look out. A little bit of contact coming off turn 4 between Bobby LeVere and Dusty D. LeVere coming right back on the inside. These two are battling it out for that number 3 spot. Here comes Chris LeVere. LeVere's teaming up on Dusty D as they try to get by. Rick Donor joining that battle in the 95. Up front, the top 2 cars have pulled away from the 3rd place battle. Here comes Dusty D in the middle. He takes 3rd. 4th. Back to this 4th spot goes Bobby LeVere. Chris LeVere right alongside in the 4 car. Rick Donor looking to the outside of the 4. A little bit of a contact there between the 5, maybe not, with the 12 of Dusty D. Bobby knows better than to touch Dusty D. Up front, we've got a good battle between Justin Donor and Billy Twaits. Those two separated themselves from this 4-car battle for the number 3 spot. Rick Donor trying to split the LeVeres, moving into turn 3. Rick Donor is going to go to the number 4 spot. He'll try to run down Dusty D. With 2 to go. 2 to go for your leader, Justin Donor. Billy Twaits with the old 69 in that 2nd spot. You know who's 3rd. Rick Donor 4th in the 95. And the LeVere brothers battling it out for that number 5 spot. Chris has got the inside. He's going to move up and take 5th. White flag is out for Justin Donor. Billy Twaits has had not much for Justin Donor. He's stayed about 3 or 4 car lengths behind, has really not closed the gap whatsoever from a very strong number 1 car. Here they come off turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Your winner, Justin Donor, goes back to back. Billy Twaits 2nd. Dusty D finishes 3rd. Rick Donor gets 4th. And Chris LeVere rounds out the top 5 in car number 4.
All right, Rick. Thank you, Rick K. We'll get a word with Justin Donor in just a second. All right, he's climbing out of his car. Give a nice round of applause. Justin Donor wins for the 2nd time in 2009. Come on over here, Justin Donor. There was some chaos in that race. There were some pretty hard licks. Tell us about what you saw from the driver's standpoint.
Boy, there was a lot of wrecks. A good one up here in turn 4. I just made it through. I'm glad of that.
And then tell us about your race towards the front and how this car worked for you to get the win.
Well, this car has been working real good on the outside with the new track. It's been awesome. Me and Billy have been racing all together. It's been fun. All of us, the Clintonville crew.
And when you look in your rearview mirror and see Billy Twaits, you know he's going to push you right down to the stripe, but this car is really hooked for you.
Yeah, I love it. I'm having fun. Everybody's having fun.
Well, congratulations. You're off to a great start. 2nd win of the year already.
Thank you.
All right, Justin Donor wins.
That's going to wrap up Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne Speedway. Rob, some great racing action once again.
Well, in the modified division, another real good car count, Rick. 30 modified signed into the garage area. And we saw a guy who's won a lot of races here in the last few years, Mike Bruno, pull into victory lane for the first time in 2009. That car really hooked up for him on the outside. Bruno getting his first win, racing to the front and then holding off a late charge down the stretch from George Foley after he was able to work his way around George Foley. A good finish for Martinois, who is off to just a great start in 2009.
In the sportsman division, how fast was that 61 tonight?
Well, Robin Wood, really good down on the inside, but when he needed it on the outside, the car was there for him as well, as he was able to win the race on the restart from the outside, complete the pass on Richie Turner, and race to his first victory. Third different winner in 3 events, J&S Steel Sportsman. But most importantly, how competitive is that division now with this new racing surface? We saw 2 and even 3 wide racing action in that class. We haven't seen that in a long time.
50 laps for the Renegades tonight. Again, they put on another good show, but Lonnie Rivers dominates the show, was for second.
Not something that we see very often in what is arguably the most competitive division here at the Speedway. The Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division, Lonnie Rivers tonight really kicked the butt of the field after he was able to work his way to the front, only increased his advantage pretty much through the rest of the race, and then waltzed home to an easy win.
I know this is cable and online, but can we say but?
We can. That is okay.
In the mini modified division, to close out the program, we saw a big win, back-to-back wins for Justin Donor, and earlier robbing the Bombers, the 25-lap main event, which actually was the first feature of the evening. The Bombers put on a good show as well. They ran nearly a perfect event for the first half of the race. Then the caution started coming out, but at the end, the Bombers' winner was?
The winner was Cody Myers.
That's right. I was testing you.
You forgot you put me on the hot seat like that. See, now that's just now. Is that because you're holding the microphone? You get to talk first, and you put me on the hot seat like that?
Actually, I could not remember who it was either.
Well, I had to get some help from Sam. Way to go, Sam. She, of course, remembered that right off the bat, and she filled me in on that. But Cody Myers was able to win, holding off late charges as well. In the mini modified division, the car counts have been really good. But after some of the looks that we saw tonight, Rick, I'm not sure we'll continue to see a couple of those cars because there at least one automobile was probably totaled tonight.
There's one thing left to do, and that's pick the Watson Glass Driver of the Week, and really some good candidates this week. Rob, your selection.
Again, you put me on the hot seat. Well, how about I'm going to go with Robin Wood in that race in the J&S Steel Sportsman.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was going to be my pick as well, so once again, we're going to have Robin Wood, 2 votes. Gene Gagne votes for Lonnie Rivers, so at least it's not unanimous this time, but nonetheless, with 2 votes, Robin Wood is the Watson Glass Driver of the Week. He will get the $25 gift certificate from Jimmy Watson and Watson Glass. We thank Watson Glass for their participation in the Motorsports Magazine program. Thanks to our videographers for MSM, our cameraman, Gene Gagne, and our official videographer, Sam Squiggy Zins, for their efforts on the broadcast. Until the next time, for Rob Knowles, I'm Rick Knowles. Good night.